Depresión, big lower pressure. I felt it in my right ear, but I mean big drop in pressure, like hold on, I'm oiling my hair this morning. Welcome to my stream. It's 8:44 already. Our conversation sacrifices time. I got here at 7 and I'm already sitting here. So let's oil this bitch up real quick. Just like if it was castor, it's olive oil, by the way. We're gonna we're gonna oil the scalp, leave it a little loose so that the hair doesn't. Doing the classic old, the way I've always done it. Like that. Oil right there. Oil out there. La calvita. Mira. Mr. Burns. I'm Mr. Burns now. I'm Mr. Burns. Look at that. Tranquilito. Le damos una buena aceitada, que esto es aceite de comida. Ya tú sabes, good food. I'm oiling up my hair like if I'm ready to fry it and eat it. I'm pretty sure a Chinese guy in Asia would take my food like that, cut it, and swallow it like a motherfucker. Because you know how they are. I think I'm gonna wear the bandana on my head today just to protect everything that I own. Like protect the shirts and the suit or whatever. Although it's already dirty from the general oil, from the general oiling of the hair. Just there. Oil. Da-da-da. Nice and oily. Make sure I get the scalp, which is the most important aspect. Gotta get the scalperoni. Because the scalp is where the health benefits come. It's at the head. It's not at the hair. It's not at the strand. It's at the scalp. And then we're gonna put the bandana back on our head. So let me finish here. I think I'm done. That's it. It's already slipping off real quick. Grab it here, comb it, put the bandana on it. Nice cooking oil. I could either fry an egg on this. Wait, that's the wrong towel. Where's the other one? Where's the right towel? There it is. Cooking egg with this motherfucker. Cooking egg with it. Here we go. Hey, don't fall. Vamos a peinarlo, hacerle una trencita y amajarlo y encejarlo para que no salga, para que no vea el sol. Let me close up here already. Look at that. Rapidito. This is what it takes to have hair silky smooth, to straighten it from nappy to straight. From people trying to give you hair damage and hair loss to nice hair. Está peinado ya, así que there we go. It's and easy, nice and oiled, and by tomorrow morning, this should be smooth again, freshly oiled. I should have done it on Saturday, but I forgot. Put the stringy on it. Put this on it right here. Just fry the hair up and eat it. I know a Chinaman for sure. Will grab that shit and consume that motherfucker. Just be like, nah, 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 nah. Put some motherfucking soy sauce on that bitch and eat it. There we go. Nice and easy. There we go. Wipe hands. Para pa para pa pam 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 pam. Para pam 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 pam. Hey. Da 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 dun 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 pam pam pam. And we do the braid. Should I do the braid? Is it necessity to do the braid? I don't think so, because I think the hair is even better without the braid, because the braid pulls the hair. So let's just pull it to the top and return it to its sender. Return it to its sender real quick for today. Just for today. People are going to see me with this on, and there's a reason why the rag is on. The gangster rag is on. All right. And we're doing a frontwards one. Not a backwards one, a frontwards one. So we got to put it in our front. There we go. Nice and easy. Un buen pañito. Mira, era como esos. Suavecito. It's already look a little damaged. Hold on. Let me see if I could. Hold on, hold on. Let me get the. Ahí está. Very nice, very nice. Keep it on top of the head. Ay, carajo. Come on. Ahí. Cata acá arriba, coño. Dóblate ahí. Ahí, cata ahí. Quédate ahí. There's good enough. I liked it on the side. I think to the back is where it's supposed to be, not the front, because I think if I do it to the front, it's gonna tie on the front. If I do it to the front, it's gonna tie on the front. If I do it to the back, it's to the back. So I was doing it right the whole time. Let me just pull this a little bit to the side here. Ahí, bien apretadito, que coja todito ese pelito, mira ahí. Activo, bonito y activito. Bonito y activo. ¿Dónde estoy? Aquí. Bonito. Y activito. Ay, mis orejitas. Ahí. Mi otra orejita. Ahí. Ya estamos bien sembraditos. Un turbán. Si podemos jalar esto para acá atrás, tenemos un turbán, pero no llego. No llego, ya lo tenemos. Pero ahí él se aguanta. Ahí él aguanta. Ahí, májalo ahí. Ya lo tenemos, mira. Perfecto. Pues ya. Ahora le ponemos la manta negrita. Y estamos hechos. El pelo está cogiendo, the hair is catching all those nutrients from olive oil. Baby. We gotta put it on like that. Now that we have this is sort of like the cap or the cover, and then we pull it up slowly. Right there, like that. a little higher, like that. Bien apretadito. Estamos ya, mira, feature. El nudo, ready to go. Estamos fresco. And it goes. $10 of oil, $11 of oil, start pumping. Just the one use for the full hair. And then the second one, I might need another bottle. I might not need another bottle, but use a lot in my hair when I buy the new bottle and wrap it up just so that it all fits here. That's basically how that works. Baby. And I'm on work feature now. Remove that, no washing, no wetting. 11 out of 10. No washing, no wetting. 11 out of 10. Bougie shit. But don't tell them they don't have nice hair. That's only for nice hair only. That's Roman, Greek hair only. I'm a Roman, Italian, Bianchi. That's only for special people. If you look at Italian OGs, they would have the motherfucking choice of oil on top of the motherfucking cupboard, on top of the dresser where they watch, they brush. The oil can would always be there, be the half a gallon, right? I wouldn't say the half a gallon if it's too big, but I'd say the tin of oil would be on the Italian man's dresser. And you know what he do with that oil, right? The hair. Bow, bow, bow. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. So if you see someone you see an Italian man on the street with white hair and he still has this full motherfucking dude, that's Italian juice for you. That's that olive juice. That's that olivini. Olio. Hey, we could throw this here. Oh, we could put that somewhere where it's supposed to belong. Oh. And we could get to coding, not coding, but putting alerts to the new code because we're making millions, baby. We're millionaires, but don't tell nobody I'm a millionaire. Don't tell anyone. Ew. I blew my own gunk out here on this towel, so we gotta wait for that to dry. Not gunk, but spit. Oh, I question where the fuck did I put the lock? Huh. Where is the lock? That's a good question, right? Where did I put the lock? Is it on the upper? Nope. Is it on the table? Did I put it on the table? Here it is. Let me lock it back up because we don't need that bag in there for anything. Let's have the coffee and let's get to putting the alerts for the new code in check. That's all that matters. Copacabana. Shiny turban. I should drink the olive. I really should. I really should drink that olive oil. It might complement my meal. It really might. I might just have to go into that bag when I'm desperate and just swallow that motherfucker. I might. I really might. Just for shits and giggles. Just for shits and giggles out there. Oh, coffee. So let's check the email. We got paid yesterday, so let's report that. Busy. It's going around. We got 943. I really don't understand why I have Chime orders or Chime credit card signups. I didn't sign up for that, but that's okay. That's the spammy nature of the internet. Today, for contrast, we're doing a single contract at 11 o'clock. Whatever's coming at 11 o'clock, we're gonna hit it. We got to remove all these signals that I'm seeing on the email. Only the new one. We don't need anything else. The new one's not gonna have any problems. It's a little bit too precise. It's like 99.9999% certain, as long as you take the signal when it happens and not halfway. So it's like 100% certain you're gonna make money. 1% if you still make a trade outside the money, outside the signal, that you might have an issue with it. So you got to be patient. That's the only thing about it. Every 2 hours, something new is gonna happen, or it's a continuation of the past. If it's a continuation of the past, and you're not on the trade, you gotta you gotta wait. You gotta wait. Just wait for the signal. Don't go in the way, because if you go in the way, the real profit making started in the beginning, and you're playing with the junk. Ah, let's get busy, baby. Discord, go make millions off this, bro. Good morning, Sarah. Blueberry pie. Sarah's my new blueberry pie. Blueberry pancake. That shows intent and love. And I know she's an Asian woman. I'm pretty sure she knows where I'm at all times, but it's part of the equation. Let me put this back on. Boom. Let's put it on. It's gonna be a fucking. You have no idea how much money I'm gonna make today. I already confirmed it yesterday. 25 contracts for $10,000 off the signal, and I got out early. I got out maybe by the hour. So at 11 o'clock, I maybe got out that trade by noon. But the signal continued past 1 p.m. Past 1 p.m. And then after 1 p.m., it sort of flatlined and then started moving up. And then the 1 p.m. signal came out. So imagine what I'm into right now. I'm into 99 RPT. RPT. What's RPT? Well, you invest, and 96% of the time you get your money back, or 100% of the time you get your money back. It's 100% out here. Let's do it. Let's do it. I may be looking like this, but what I'm doing is not a game. All right, we are doing the morning task because we're gonna be here till 11. We're gonna be here till 11:98. That's nice. Be here till 10:30. And I'm going to set a limit order for the signal too today, just in case. Just in case. So if sell appears at the 2 hour block or buy at the 11 hour mark, because obviously 11 is where I made the money trade yesterday, making immense amounts of wealth. So I'm gonna do a conditional trade for 11 o'clock and just wait and then get to the library and 11:16 check if I'm already locked in one or if it's continuation. And the goal is not trading the past in the future, not trading the last signal in the future and wait for the new direction. That's basically all that it takes. Blueberry pancake. Let me move this down here. We already removed the majority of alerts. We're going Burrito Supreme, $1 in Taco Bell rewards. Only one for customer. $1 Burrito Supreme. Hurry! Only the first 30,000 to click claim reward on the drops page. $1 burrito. Hold on. $1 Taco Bell burrito supreme. No, it's $4.99. I got a little bit excited. I got a little bit excited for that. I'm like, we're going back. For a moment, I thought we were going back to that. Burrito. Bargains. All right. Let's Thinkorswim. Log into that. We're going to set alerts, remove old alerts. Copilot, because we came up $10 today. Today's the last day of of April, right? No, we still got 2 more days. Good. Oh. 229-447. Very good. Very good. Eight o'clock. All right. Lower high pattern and continuation of lower high pattern since 5 in the morning. We've been going down since 5. We had a little bit of uptrend. We had a little bit of uptrend right here. At 3 in the morning, been going down since 5. 7 is the new hour. Am I right? I mean, I changed it. I think I changed it. It's in 2-hour blocks. Hold on. I'm looking at NQ today. Hold on. Where's the... All right. So it's in 2-hour blocks every 2 hours. 12. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think it's a little different from yesterday. Is it? Is this 1 hour? No, this is 2 hour. 2-hour blocks. It's still the same. It's still pretty good. Spy right here. Now we gotta open the new code. It's the same thing, identical. Higher high, lower low. New candle. Hey, hey, come here. 7 a.m., 8 a.m. New candle at 9 o'clock. It's still lower high. MACD on the 30 is fucking red. That's not good. We're gonna continue going down. You see that, right? And that's why I added the 30 MACD to this. Because I'm a motherfucking guru on the 30. My my goal in life is straight guru. So I'm a guru on the 30 minute. That MACD, that nominal is telling me that there's a lot of points that we need to go down right now. We need to go at least 5 points down. I basically test existing MACD to point, to amount of drop. So I'm predicting right now at 26, 3 to 4 point drops from 551. So 550, 549, 548, 547, depending on demand. Depending if demand lets them, because demand, high demand will start liquidating the MACD and turning into bull and turns it into bullish value. Okay, let's set up these alerts. Let's open the new one. Baby. Let's get this going. Where's Blueberry Pancake? Where's Sarah? Good morning. Okay. Make sure that you use 1 minute chart, 1 min candles, and both Sarah tools 20 and 21. You will love it. 5 a.m. drop. NQ started dropping at 5 a.m. We are still sell. Go for 503 on the Qs. MACD on the 30 minute might show 3-4 point pullback intraday if demand doesn't turn. Let me check squeeze. Let's check a little squeeze out here. Let's check squeezy miss squeeze. Squeeze. Squeezy miss squeeze. Like, we are squeezing on SPY, Sarah. It's squeezing. We are squeezing on SPY. Red. All pre-market since yesterday. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. We started squeezing since 1 a.m. Da, 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 da. Dopamine, babies, muchos babies. Sarah Tuos million at selected and 21. Baby, baby, right there. Perfection. Straight perfection. Look at that. Perfection. What else could you want from this? There's nothing else to ask for here. Nothing else to ask for. Those are hours. You see that motherfucker? Do you see these signals? This is never before done. I'm the only motherfucker in the planet that made this code. That did that. You see that? You see that fucking buy? Boom. You see where we bought, right? If I would have been there when when the call ring, hello, who is it? $1,000,000? Yes, yes, yes. Come to the White House. Free money? Yeah. All right. Boop. Let me solve America's debt on a gamble. Yeah, yeah. Let me do it. Hey Tesla, what's up, baby? What's up? Let me get some money. All right, all right. You know I got you. Like that. Look at that. You see that? Bow. Just boom. These are perfect. These are chef's kiss. So let's put the alerts on it. Let's remove all these garbage alerts that are fundamentally triggering my battery on my iPhone to die quick as a motherfucker. These right here. Active this. Garbage. Cancel. Where's the other one? Active. Cancel. Cancel that bullshit. Cancel this too. Cancel. 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 Now clear this shit. I need to clear this. Clear all of that. Can I clear it? Clear it? Can I clear this garbage here? All right, now we cleared the garbage. Now we go here, we do create alert. We do study. Very respectfully, we do the million. Everyone knows what the million is. Study, it's million. Everyone knows what it is. Million. Buy signal is true. Offset 1. Save. Look at that bullshit right there. Look at that Look at that motherfucking monster signal right there. Boom. See that? That's it. 1 bar is true. Okay. No, don't show this message again. I'm not even gonna touch it. Notify with everything. I need to know that everything is happening. Notify with everything. Not that sound. They need better sounds. Now, ring. Oh! Make a trade. Oh! That's the sound I want to hear every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. If it's there and I'm sitting on a computer, you best bet I'm taking a fucking trade. And if you take it within 6 minutes, you're going to realize what's the difference between bullshit signals and real signals. Here we go. So we have the ring, push to notifications. 1, 2, 3. That's buy, right? It says buy on it. Let me see. Study true is buy. I think it's buy. Show alert book. I should do another sound, but native sounds work best. Now let's do sell. Create alert. Study. Edit. Edit. Sell signal. Boom. Boom. You see where it changes? Boom. Very good. Sell signal is true. Ginormous signals out the ass. Ginormous ones. Very nice. Okay. Notify with the same thing. Ring. What's this custom? Is it? Ring is better. I like that call. It's like a ring. Hey, make a trade, bitch. $1,000,000. Here we go. Send ring. Create regular alert. Both buy and sell are set. I could close real time. I know by the end of the year, I'm going to put money in here, and there should be at least $2,000 in this motherfucker. And any money I make on these trades will be to prepare for Armageddon. Armageddon is an absolute. I know I'm going to become an investor. My father's already sending me links because I showed him the capabilities of this code. He's not going to have access to this code, but I showed him what it could. I show him what it could do. I sent him like a FaceTime on the computer. I'm like, shut up. I went like FaceTime, pop, and it showed the sell signal up $10,000 with 25 contracts. And he's like, and now he's sending me the motherfucking financial links. He's sending me the message. And the way I do it, it's not like Warren Buffett. I don't need Warren Buffett's help. I need statistics. That's why I don't need Warren Buffett's help. I know he's a billionaire. But in this type of economy, and how I need to do it is wait for absolute. What's absolute? Well, if you look at a day chart, let's do a 10-year day chart, and we'll add a regression to that motherfucker. Let's go to trade or something. Where can we see it? This one, active trader 30. Let's do. I think this one has the regression. Let's do a 10-year. Let me go 24 hours a day, 10 years. 10 years. Hold on. Custom time interval, 10 years day. So what does this data tell me? Hey, it's negative. Hold on. That there's an absolute, and what's an absolute? Under 480. So in this type of economy, we're waiting for the motherfucking bottom. If you, and I would hold that money, I would separate that money for the bottom. Here we are. You see where we are? With all those signals, we almost touched the bottom. That's what day is this? This is 2020 now. We're way back in time still. Let's move on till we're close to the 500 level. This must be near. And this is a different regression. The regression that I'm talking about is the weekly regression. Weekly data points up and down, high and low of week, 500 of weeks, 500 weeks high and low, 480, 490. That's all I need. So as the market continues in this 10-year trend or 10 or 500 week trend, you could tell that anything over 480, 495, 500 are absolute points, certainty. And what's the certainty? All data must be two standard deviations from the mean, or 99% of values, or where the average on any stock should be two standard deviations of the mean. So once it reaches the outside of something, you know that it is a high certainty Michael Burry style that the market is going to go up. And that's where you buy with the least likelihood that you're going to get capitulated and messed up. And if we look 2 weeks back, it was 481. Remember, I was looking for 480 that day. We were sitting on stream and we were waiting for the stock market to hit 480, because 480 is like a label that says certainty, bullish certainty, not uncertainty, because anything in the regression is certainty. If 99% of values are within if 99% of all numbers are within two standard deviations of the mean, any numbers in the middle is uncertainty. You don't know if the market is going to go up, if the market is going to go down, if it's going to go sideways, if it's going to fuck your mom, if it's going to go up and down, if it's going to get drunk, if it's going to slip, if it's going to slide. It's not going to work that way. But as it's reaching extremes, as it's reaching the 99% and entering a Z-score of 1% or less, you could tell where investors are going to buy. Institutionals know what I know. Institutionals bought everything that they needed and lied on Monday when I was going to see 480 and said that Trump was going to do a 90-day pause. That was Monday of 2 weeks ago. They lied. They created fake news to stop the market from hitting 480, because that's where they all bought their shares. And for banks, they could also communicate among themselves to say, yo, do you got any 480s out there? Let me get some 480. Let me get some 480s. Yeah, you do you have any shares out there, 480 of this? Yeah, I got some. How much? Let me get 1 million. Let me get 10 million of that, B. All right. For how much? For this. And I'm not going to give them to you for cheap. All right, just give them to me, because, the future, the amount of worth that you're going to make from that is going to be greater. And they close. So banks can have different relationships with shares than you can than retail. I trade certainty. I trade tiny Z-score percent, under 1%. If it's 99% of all numbers are within the boundaries of the normal distribution, it's 0.5% on the extreme. So it's 0.5% if a 500 data point of weekly regression is to the north, it's a sell certainty. The market has to pull back, and we were absolutely overbought when we reached 613 on SPY, 618 on SPY. We were outside regression. It was high certainty since November, October of last year. We were outside the curve. We were pushing 0.50% of certainty that the market had to pull back and retrace. And then to the downside, we get the 0.50, and as the market continues to, dip all the way down with the tariffs and sort of creep up, the regression keeps going higher and higher and higher and higher. So for 84, because remember, it's too much data. It's not regular data. It's 500 weeks. How many weeks are in a year? 52, right? So it's 10 years back. The number continues getting higher, and once the price of anything, any stock that you want, is once the stock market it's outside there, that's where you should buy. That's where everyone should buy. And that's how I do it. And I do it by days too, by 30-minute candles. I could do certainty by 30-minute candles, but those are small trades. Those are really small trades. Those are tiny trades. Compared to how I want to do it on regression wise, it's a 2-year trade. If you see bullish certainty on a day 10-year chart, right? 480, 485, 490, 500. As the regression keeps moving higher, you're going to buy calls for 2 years out. You're going to hold your investment for the next 2 years. You're going to go all the way out, and that's when you're going to think about, capitulating or giving up. Unless the worst case scenario, we dip back down to those numbers. But you shouldn't. The goal is that you're buying at a 0.50% of ever hitting that number again. That's basically how regression works. It's the outlier. On normal data points, it's a random number on motherfucking in space. A random number. What's a random number on a regression? If you look at where all the data points are, right? All the data points in the middle, a random number is boom. What's that? How did that get there? That's where you buy. That's to the upside. And the regression, 99% of all stock market values are in there. Something happens to the stock market, boom, a big dot and a number that it should not be there. That's an outlier. That's where you buy it. And that's it. That's how I made $1 billion on paper money. That's how I did it. Because I understand statistics. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's how you crack the code. Stat. And now the new signals. What I'm doing now, which is even better than that. Which is even better than that. What I'm doing now is even better than that. But that's, I got maybe 60 minutes to make a trade. We got 60 out here. It's squeezing. Let's wait till 9:30. Still kind of being pushed down right here. There's been a sell signal since 5 in the morning. 7 in the morning. That's a 2-hour block. That sell signal remains. The market is not making neither higher, low. It's flat. We're just gonna watch it until something pops up, and I'm gonna get a ring. I'm gonna get a message. It's gonna be like, "What's up? What's up?" I'm gonna get that's the last breakout signal I'm ever gonna get until I start seeing these signals pop. And that's it, baby. That's how you make your money. So I'm thinking of investing, but only at outliers, at extreme ones. The market either has to be overbought or oversold. And I'm going to be a bear because it's highly likely I'm going to be more in the near term a bear right as the market, take years for me to go to make my money, or a bull if I eventually make enough money to make a proper investment, and we are at 100, that we are outside of the curve for a long time, which is possible. They're saying that the market is going to flatline, that the problem on the stock market with tariffs, it's not going to be immediate, and we might bottom out later on. But institutionals that know what I know, people that are smart that know what I know, are not going to let you get 480 because they want you with uncertainty. They want you to make a trade fully uncertain of the future. I am certain that if you buy at 475 today on the stock market, you are 0.50% of ever even going in the red. 0.50%. So it's 99.50 certain that you're going to make money on it and you're not going to liquidate. You're not going to margin call. Right? Because you got to know where you're buying. That's it. That's basically the summation of that. That's it. That is it. Let me put some headphones on here. People talking on the phone. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. We're gonna be here till 10:30. The market opens in about an hour. 40 minutes to go. 40 minutos. The 9 o'clock candle will do pretty good. If it comes out bull, whoo, you best bet I'm taking it. If I see bull at 9 o'clock, it's gonna be a 30-minute difference from real profit. As long as it's sort of sideways, I'm fine. If it's too separated, I'm not going to take it. But MACD is already telling me that. MACD is on 4-point drop still. It's going to drop. MACD is telling me on the 30 that this is going to go down maybe through 2-3 points until that 0.25 goes away. We're gonna see a little pullback on it. Put some music on my ears for this morning. There's spies out the ass out here. There's lots of people that don't like me out here, and they all use drugs. They be doing meth. They be want to have motherfucking meth parties with fucking strippers. Fucking stupid out here, bro. Yesterday, bro, I woke up. I had something in my nose. I had to fucking vomit it and pull it and cough it to remove the foreign object in my cavity. Why does that happen here? Because people's psychology in the city are not disciplined enough to not touch others or not take advantage of others when they're not paying attention. It's like children; they're undisciplined in the city. The amount of people undisciplined in the city is greater than the well-educated, disciplined people. So you get an environment in which there's lots of people that don't give about what they do to other people. They be touching and be involved. They be trying to take your scrunchie from your head. They be trying to, they be trying to put they dick on your mouth when you're sleeping. They've been trying to give you drugs. And what's worse is that it's getting crowded. So you're getting more lunatics closer to you on a year by year basis. You're getting more retards closer to you every day. If they have drug problems, they like to be powdering their nose with baby powder and laxative, or baby powder and vanilla, or baby powder and fentanyl. Those people are breathing close to you every day. So day by day, in these public spaces, you're getting the effects of what they're consuming because they got it all over themselves. The drugs are not cocaine. We're not on cocaine anymore. They're on fentanyl. So if a drug user walks by you and his nose is covered in bullshit, his body is covered in bullshit, just the waft of his air, of his presence, you get contaminated. That's as strong as hell shit. It's fucking serious out here, man. It's just boatloads of lunatics out here. Boatloads by the boat. All thanks to marijuana legalization. It made them fucking crazy. The city's a motherfucking ward. It's worse than fucking Colorado. The only thing that Colorado has is that it forces people to go indoors in the winter. So they're more like domesticated animals, Here, the weather is still cold, but they have trains, they have hustle and bustle, they're always on the move. But they fucking lunatics. Lunatics, straight up. Straight up. Let me give you the example. In Chicago, right? There's lots of violence. But the majority of Black Americans have their teeth intact. They all have a smile. They're not missing teeth. There's really small frequency of people in Chicago that don't have teeth. In New York City, you have a fucking majority of people that have no teeth. Why? Because they're violent. They're violent. That's the only reason why they have no teeth. In addition of the motherfucking, when they pull your teeth, let me Dremel your teeth. Yeah, let me play with another human body like that. There's no There's no motherfucking humanity in them. There's no humanity. They're more animals made of flesh and bone, with no rationale whatsoever, with little brain capacity. Because people that have brain capacity don't touch other people, don't touch other people, don't drug other people, don't have anger, resentment towards other people. In fact, they live in a bubble. The people who are smart don't give a fuck who's around me. Well, we call it on a play by play. We call it as this is what these people are doing. This is what these people are doing. These people are addicted to drugs. These people think that they could do anything to you. These people are not. They're not addicted into light drugs like just smoking weed and a little coke. They're addicted to heavier drugs, methamphetamine, fentanyl, things that affect them around them. Because if even a person that smokes fucking meth, that shit's in their lungs. They breathe and they're exhuming motherfucking methamphetamine out their lungs. But they don't see themselves as bad. They see themselves as if they're okay, that it's normal, it's accepted, publicly accepted. And that publicly accepted fact is what they don't have in Chicago. In Chicago, there's lots of murders, lots of guns. They can't be hanging out the wrong block, they'll get shot. And everyone got pretty smiles. Why? Why? What do you think? Because they got guns, nigga. Because they got guns. And they want to pop you for walking in the wrong block. And that's how it should be here. That's how it should be here for them. Straight up. It should be like that. They should be pressed in this city for their behavior. They should be pressed for having no teeth. They should be pressed for that mentally ill behavior. You know, that, oh, if people don't like you, they want to get close. You know, like they know they don't like you and they want to get even closer and closer. That's all retard shit. That's all retard shit. That shit don't happen in Chicago because in Chicago they gotta be up. They gotta be, they gotta lock the door. They gotta deadbolt they shit in. They gotta smoke weed inside. They gotta smoke weed inside. They can't be on the street because if they on the street, the ops are gonna get them. And everyone got an op out there. Anyone gonna get it. You hang out with the wrong friend, you're an associate. You're an associate. You're an associate. You step out of line, just like Puerto Rico. You step out the line a little bit. You want to sell a little meth? You want to sell a little coke? You want to get an 8 ball, right? You want to do a little. You want to be a little bad. You think you're a little bad boy, right? Pop, 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 pop. Motherfucker, Uzi in that motherfucker on the ground, bullets shattering our motherfucker. That's the only difference the city don't got. The city is sweet for criminals, real sweet for drug users, and everyone treats them like if they were their son. Oh, oh, baby this, baby that. And they're not good people, man. They're not good people. I found that in 2.5 years that this city went corrupt, dirty, drug addicted, more people with no teeth, more and more people with no teeth, violent as a motherfucker and mentally ill. It's just a bunch of retards. I swear to God. Motherfucking crowds of retards. And they be looking normal until they realize, until you start noticing their behavior. Until you really catch their behavior. Until you really catch that, yo, I'm moving away from you. If you saw me, if you get on the table that I'm sitting and working, and you want to sit there, and you see me get up and move, why the fuck do you have to come to the other table where I'm at? I don't know you, bro. What is that? You know, they don't get huge. They're so they're so clouded in the decisions that they make. They're empty skulls like that. That's the majority in this city. I don't like them. Right? You move very quietly, very respectful. When you don't like someone, it's a very, it's an act that human beings understand. Just like women, when women, the man stops before he even gets to speak to her. You know. But here, you got these adults, not little kids. You got these adults that know we don't like them, and they wanna press you. They wanna get closer. They start doing shit to you. They start pulling your head. They start touching you. They start breaking fundamental laws of coexisting. They break every This city has broken and continues to break every fundamental law of coexisting because they don't give a fuck. They'll touch you. They'll rape you. They'll put their dick out, put it in your mouth. They're violent. They got no teeth. They're all drug addicted. When is it gonna stop? When is it going to stop? When are they going to find an op that put them in their place? Because that's the only way they get good. They need a gun in their face, homie. That's the only way you put them in their house. Before they light up on the train, oh hell no, I don't want to get caught off guard. Stayed inside smoking their mama's living room or in their building or in their project, hidden. Because they don't know what can happen out there. Here is free enterprise. They can do whatever they want to anyone. And that's where regular people like myself, educated people, have to draw the line on the current psychological state of New York City. Current psychological state of New York City is a motherfucking drug addict. 100%. Every single from the smallest to the oldest, everyone is on something. And if they can't just find the beer and drink it, they have a problem. Just because it's legal, you're not supposed to be frying your fucking grain. And like I said this morning, they're eating the mozzarella sticks right now. That's the little cannabis. That's a mozzarella stick. Adding Fronto leaves, adding grabba, adding pills to the blunt. Pills to the blunt. That's the salad. The main course is cocaine. Dessert is heroin. They're on their way to this the self destruction. They're on their way. Why? Because they don't want a tall boy. You think they want a tall boy? They resent people that drink alcohol. And alcohol is 20 times cheaper than that. To them, self destruction is a status. A status. And I see it as a gateway to end up smoking raw cocaine in a motherfucking split. No filter, no nothing, just straight powder up in that motherfucker. Can you tell them that they're doing something wrong? You can't. Because that's a sign of disrespect. What they should do is, you know, remove them. Remove them from society. Put them in fucking in drug addict programs. Even for cannabis. Put them in a program. Catch them smoking on the train to the hospital. Like that. Quick. Oh, you smoking on the train? Get the fuck out. You smell weed on them publicly to the hospital. To see if they're gonna change and pick up a beer. You know, 'cause that's all they need to do. That's all they need to do. They want to be better people, right? You want to be better people. You want to have brain cells left. Pick up a tall boy, open up a course, open up a Budweiser, but they can't do that. They don't want to do that. They want to continue on the meth. They want to continue on the tribalist behavior. That tribalist behavior is the reason why they got no teeth left in their motherfucking mouth. Because that shit makes them crazy. City's fucking loot. I swear to God, I'm telling you, per capita, this building is the safest in all of New York. Why? Because it's all white people. It's all white educated people that are going up to these buildings to work for American Express, Goldman and Sachs. Out there, everyone is either a tourist or crazy as fuck by majority. Tourist or crazy as fuck. Tourist or high. And if you tell them that smoking weed is bad, right? If you denigrate their behavior, if you call them out, yo, you're a fucking retard for smoking that weed, man, they get offended. They get offended. It's an offense. Oh, respect me as I'm losing the remaining neuron in my head, as I'm turning retarded, slow. Because the weed ain't even making them productive. You know? The real cannabis makes them go play basketball and dunk the ball. Boom! Like my generation. Cannabis made you do a 360 flip stairboard, 360 flip to crooked grind on a 20 step. That was my generation. Or surf a fucking huge wave. Pop, 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 20 fucking boom, 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 boom. Get motherfucking barreled in front of Kelly Slater, high as fuck. But these kids, vegetables, straight vegetables. This, this is what they do all day. And we're supposed to respect that? Nah. It's either they need a how do you call it? Higher crime rate that put them in their place when they step out of line to really violate them. You know, they need violation. They need discipline. You know, and they're not smoking weed to go play ball. And when I smoked weed, I did something quick. I didn't, you know,
I didn't sit there and smoke weed all day and did nothing, bro. I finished 8 grams of cannabis starting at 8 in the morning, and I pulled out to 16 feet of surf, 3.5 meters of fucking wave, swimming, getting tubed out of my mind. I did something. Surfing was part of the equation of my sports. But they don't want to do sports. They want to be criminals. They're about sliding on ops, on rapping, on. They're not good. They're not good people. You could tell they're not good people because they didn't. They're not following a pattern of good people. If you're gonna get high, you better play something. You better grab a basketball, bro. But they're not gonna grab a basketball in the city. As a result, vegetable, criminal, malice, mental illness. That's it. I could tell you, I'm a doctor. I'm telling you exactly what the city needs, word by word, so that the kids in this city, so that adults in this city realize that they're using a gateway drug, that it's not about relaxing, that they're not in a dumbed down state, that it's not a feel good drug, that it's a gateway before you put your first motherfucking codeine Percocet in the blunt. It's a gateway for you to put some cocaine, some crack in it. It's a gateway for you to continue openly using drugs to the public, to dumb you down. And when I use drugs, I did the most greatest things humanity has ever done. When I did drugs, when I was on, I did incredible shit. Incredible. One in a million shit. Getting shot. Boom, 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 boom in a tunnel of water. You see it. Boom, pop, 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 right there next to me. Boom, 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 boom. Come out the barrel. See what I mean? I did that. See the difference between me and them? They're fried. They're vegetables. You know, at best, smoke weed and go home, play PlayStation. Stay home, but don't be in public smoking weed. Don't be looking for confrontation because when their style of confrontation is you don't like them and they want to inch closer and closer to you, closer to you. That's not right. It's not right. It's a real issue out here on the streets in New York City. Lots of missing teeth, lots of drug use, no good future. No emphasis in action sports, no emphasis. The combination of drugs is to do something. If you're gonna do heroin, go skateboard. If you're gonna smoke weed, go play basketball, go surfing, go do something. But they don't want to do that. They want to smoke and be criminal, have a gun on them. You see, that's fun to them. Yeah, yeah. Have a gun, engage in sodomy, some bullshit. They're not good people, unfortunately. And they have all the means to become better people out here, but they're not going to become better people. They're either on the criminal side, already well beyond the good and evil, or they don't have what it takes up here to make good change for themselves. They're not going to want to. They're going to want to change. They're not going to do it. That's all you need to do. Grab a skateboard. You're going to smoke weed. Grab a skateboard. At the least. At the least, I did it, and I was smoking more weed than you, bro. you know. And I became a doctor. See that? I did all the possible fucking drugs that I could get my hands on, and I ended up a doctor. And you're my age, or you're close to being my age, and you haven't even done half of the shit I did. It's a problem with the way people think. It's a big problem with the way people think. They're not they're not actively pursuing the right thing. They're pursuing criminality. They're pursuing, you know, public molestations to people, sexually assault other people. You know, they're pursuing drugging other people in Warrington, putting dirt, rocks, or other foreign objects inside other people's body. They're pursuing disfigurement, like injecting people's gums, pulling people's teeth so that their braces, so that the $4,000 you spent on your braces is thrown away, by pulling your teeth. But they need to get their way with their reality around them, and their way is through you. It's not through a skateboard. It's not through the ocean. Their way of getting by is fucking with you, and that's not right. That's not good. That's not a healthy New York. A healthy New York is where kids sit at the basketball court, smoke a blunt right there in front of other people, and go play some ball and play 3 games of full court, 3 21s, go home and have a big plate of food with the munchies. but they don't want to do that. They're not interested in doing that. They're interested in causing more harm than good. They're interested in targeting you in their high state. You're the target of their game. You're the real target of their game. It turned red. You see that? And no, you're the target of their game. You're the target of their cannabis usage. And I would never target anyone else. Ever. I was always so busy. I smoked like that. 9 grams, 6 grams between 8 o'clock in the morning, midday, 2 o'clock, go to the beach and get shacked out of my mind. But do they think like that? Nah, they don't want to do that. They want to smoke weed and go put powder in your nose. They want to smoke weed, and when you're not, when they catch you asleep, play with your hair or unzip their pants, put their fucking black dick out and try to put it in your mouth. That's not good. That's not a healthy New York. That's what these kids are doing out here. That's what teenagers and kids are doing out here. That's the mental state of the majority of the kids out here that are smoking that weed. It made them fucking crazy. As a doctor, it made them fucking. It's mental ill out here. It's full mental. And nobody could tell them nothing. Nobody could tell them, don't smoke on the street. Do something with your life. Do something with your life. That's it. It's too easy. You're going to smoke weed? Go play ball. Go skateboard. Go ride a bicycle. Leave the city in a bicycle. I swear to God, leave the city in a bicycle. I would. If I lived here, I would be 30 miles out. I did it at Doylestown, Pennsylvania in my 30s already. Get on a bicycle and ride your bicycle so far out of New York City, you question reality. So far out, and then think, oh, where's the Long Island Railroad, and get on that bitch and come back home. They do things like that, but they don't want to do that. Their target is weed and you. Weed and touch you. Weed and pull your teeth. Weed and inspect your gums. Weed and sexually assault you. There's no good reasoning for these kids. These kids have no future in the city. Cannabis destroyed the likelihood that they picked up the good stuff. I picked up the good stuff. I didn't pick up a controller. I picked up the beach for everything since 13. The beach in its entirety. And then on the side, BB ball. Then on the side, other things. Then on the side, a little PlayStation. Then on the side, other things. I was always occupied. There was a plan throughout the day. And there was also alcohol, because who's gonna miss out on that? You don't need Henny to drink. You don't just need Henny. In this city, all they want is Don Julio, Patron, Henny. The teenagers just need bottle. You don't need bottles. You need a motherfucking $1.25 can of Budweiser. Get drunk, eat, and go to sleep. But not. You're the target, and that's why the city has been given my stamp of mentally ill. If I had the stamp to it, I would give it the stamp of special need awareness in the city, because by majority, all of them are on the spectrum. All of them are up here. They're not pursuing a healthy lifestyle. Compared to how I did it, forget about it. I was in a 15-foot wave by 17, 20-foot wave by 18, over 20 feet. Maria, Tres Palmas, Puerto Rico, 20 years old, and it's just like 20, 25 feet. Oh my goodness. I was already active. And did I smoke before doing that? Of course. A little tiny smoke. What's wrong with that? But you see what I did it for? You see the difference in what I did it for? To be great, to be outstanding, to shine, to stand out, to have flow. And later on, by 23, I had already quit cannabis. But when I was 23, between 22 and 23, I smoked weed and I got so flowy on that surfboard, leaning in. I was really high that day. And I remember that was the last time I smoked and surfed. The last time. Just, and getting real deep on the line, the board sideways like that, and like that, and like that, and flowing like a fish, really stylish like that. 3 people saw me that day and they couldn't believe what they were watching because I had already quit smoking weed. You know, by 23, I was already done. And when I did, they're like, "Yeah, smoke this." I was like, I'm already done, but let's let me do that. And then I went from surfing a little bit like this to surfing like that, you know, vertical with the water, like wow, tirado, you know, really high, off balance. You know, instead of having strong balance, they're going wow, you know, vertical with the water and back up the wall, man. You know, style, pure style. That's all I got to say about that. You know, when I did something, there was a if you're gonna go cop some weed, you do something in the city. Because if not, you're going to target other people, and you're going to further, you know, you're going to continue to worsen the psychological condition of most of these kids out here. Because it's a real psychological condition. There's something going on that they unfortunately they're a little bit too tactile with other humans. You know, they're a little bit too interested on you and on your property. You know, they're too interested on you and not interested on something else out there. I'm gonna keep it quiet. The market's gonna open at about 20. Let's get busy. Let's do something else. Yesterday I couldn't make much money because I gotta keep my eyes out on what they doing around. Because remember, there's lots of people using drugs in the library, or lots of drug users coming to the library. So anything that they have on their body affects me, and I gotta keep my energies up to stop them from slowing me down, to stop me from speeding me up, slowing me down, so on and so forth. If they're doing that, trust me, drugs are that potent now. They're not regular drugs. I'm real sensitive to what people around me are using. Really sensitive. I gotta keep my eyes out and what they're doing. I think today I'm going to a different seat, a little bit cornered out, and hopefully away from high traffic. That's the plan. I thought about getting an extension cord to move. There's a seat on a table on the library that doesn't have the plug, so I'm thinking of getting a single a single outlet. You know, like an extender, a single outlet extender that's sort of that might be able to not put the ground in the right area. So if the ground is facing outwards, when I plug it, the ground could be facing up. You know, ground to the plug could be facing either up or the other way, so that then I could connect the other extension cord and then really separate from the group. But it's a little difficult because I'm telling you, what they want for you in the city is to be in crowded places, 5.5 feet from other people, and they're covered in stuff. They're covered in subway junk. You know, whatever they're using, it's a little bit too crowded, in my opinion. But these, you know, and this is the only spot I got other than me returning to Whole Foods and having to deal with Whole Foods personnel again. So I really don't want to do that. I want to keep. I'm trying to keep away from the special needs people. I'm trying to keep away from their their intents. You know, their existing intent around me. It's not safe. It's not good out here. Here it's fine because here you got people working or whatever, and they don't know you exist. But over there, they know who. You know, they're a little bit too focused on me. I'm a thought in their head, so it makes it a little difficult. Makes it a little difficult to do what I need to do because they'll be walking back and forth to check me out. People be getting off the computer to come get close to me and shit. I don't like that. I like to stay away from people. I like to stay away from people. I don't like to be, you know, dealing with that bullshit. So far, the 5/8, the 5 in the morning signal, 5 in the morning signal is still pretty lit. You see that? All right, volume switched out. We're top of range now. You see that? Sell. That's 6 hours of trade. We might get a bullish signal on the 9 o'clock. We might. It's looking like a bullish signal on the 9 o'clock once the second leg here is formed. Sell. I'm not going to trade until the next signal. Serious bro out here. It's not funny. 100 contracts. Stop it. One, one, just in case, and it's still $500. Let's remove the squeeze. Okay, stop squeezing. Let me tell Sarah. Discord. It stops squeezing now. 9 a.m. Move the RSI to copper range. Pause. Let me see if I get something out of those two tracks right there. Yo, I found a new track with the same one with the same beat as Rhythm. John B connected and Rhythm. Oh my fucking god! I'm gonna play it live for you guys. Hold on, give me a second. I know market is in 10 minutes, but I think we could squeeze in that track in there. Let me change the pitch on that motherfucker. Hold on, give me a second. Where's the master at? Oh my freaking god! Let me erase the pitch a little bit. Let me erase the pitch by 1 point right there, just to make sure that copyright only hear that. Oh my god! And I'm gonna play vanilla. We're not gonna add any more, but because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get resonance off it. But I matched two more. That's six with the same track. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, bro. I don't know what life does. One, two. You guys can see it. Hold on. Where is it? Let me replace screen right here. Oh my fucking goodness. One, two, three. DMB baby, DMB. That was amazing, bro. That was in 11. We had it. We found another. We married another two. Alchemy. That's two. Let's not touch it now. Let's go back to market activity. The market opens in 4 minutes. Let's replay. Let's replace the screen. That was incredible, bro. That was incredibilissimo. Incredibilissimo. Yeah, MACD on. Let me tell Sarah. MACD on the 30. Sarah, Discord. MACD on the 30 bumped till 0.40. That's even higher than 4 points. So expect a market pullback unless demand holds. Nice. Sell since 5 a.m. Shit might be a disaster today. So watch for shorts and fill in once longs come in play. Not yet though. Oh, excuse me. Market open. This is what we get. So top of range is becoming top of range. So that means that the market, okay, we got top of range already at 539. 5 549 top of range. Market needs squeeze above to stay on key level. If not, flush. What was that? Well, here we go. We gotta buy a signal. We gotta buy a signal, baby. We gotta buy a signal. Boop. It better hold before I lose my marbles. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Bye, 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 bitch. Hold on. Bye now, Sarah. Champagne. Champaña. Ahora. Porque yo digo. Little cider on it. We're working with a single contract today, as you guys can tell. I'm already up to $10 with a single. Hey, hey, don't tease that buy signal. Don't you dare tease me. It went away, but we already know it's coming back. Mm. There's no way we're going back down. After that shit stays up in there, so say goodbye. Say bye-bye. Go. It's going to take a lot of work for the market to continue going higher today. It found that demand. Suck my dick, pussy. Throw up. Spin for my block. Stop it. Hold on. Okay, remember that the best signal is the buy that happens every 2 hours and not the one that happens 30, 40 minutes later. I bought 43 minutes later, but that's fine. Ensure for safety only buying the hour signal, if any, and nothing else, or the 2 hour signal and nothing else. And it didn't ring for some reason. It's still there. It did not ring unless I have it muted. We're on. Telling you, money being made. I'm up 18 on a single car. It's gonna go. A very modest $17 on a single call is not bad. If you ain't long, your cock ain't strong. Wall Street bet memes. Don't get it twisted. We're up 26. That's not bad. For a single contract, we know we're moving out of here. We're moving out of space now. Space Cadets. Let's listen to that song, Space Cadets by Future. Boom, boom, boom. Sound good. See, that's not bad. Keep going. Keep going. We need key level 51 and we're out of here. We're going to continue blasting off. Come on, 51. You can do it. 51. Let's go. Let's go higher than that. We're not done out here. We got work at 555 today. We got work above 550, baby, on that vertical tip. Go. Don't you dare stop there. I think the trend should hold past the 11. Yeah, we're just going. It's just going. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. 51, 52. Let's get to 55 or something like that. Oh my goodness. I'm closing my trade at $100 respectfully for a single contract, although I could hold. I could hold. I don't need to close it. I'm already up with a single contract, $70. I could probably hold to the 100, and it'd be like a steak dinner or something. There's lots of supply filling in. And there's a pretty big wick right there up there. Let me see that wick on that candle. Yeah, that's a ginormous wick right there. But I'm not going to let it dissuade the trend. It's right there. It's a huge wick to the upside. What is it taking up? All of, hold on, 51.27 to 51.71. So they really want to keep it under 51, or maybe the edge of 52. Still pretty bullish. I think this is going to continue. You guys are listening to me on this stream, and I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold this long today, as you guys can see what's happening here. This is pretty violent. You know, it's pretty a pretty boom boom up there, and let's wait. I'm gonna wait until 11:16. I should be out here. So right here at 10:30, I'm gonna get out. Not gonna get out the trade, but I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna wait till 10:16. If between 11 and 1 o'clock, 1300, the upwards trend is going to continue, because it might. You never know. It could be good to get it here. Though it's pretty parabolic, kind of big, strong upwards momentum, but there's lots of supply here. And then the 30-minute MACD is telling me that we still got 4 points on the sell side to go. You just gotta wait. MACD is sort of being exhausted. Acceleration is still pretty good. It's still positive. So let's wait this trend out. Let's wait this trend to see if we get before 10:30 past 552. And if we get past 552, we're not going to have any supply issues above. It's just demand and find new supply. Let's see what happens. We're doing pretty good. I think we're doing pretty fantastic here. I want to see some action. Do you see that wick pre-market? So maybe 553 could be the maximum of the day, because that wick at pre-market made all that supply right there. I don't know if you could see it, but there's one really bullish candle on pre-market, and then a sell side candle with a wick to the upside. So we got to see what's going to happen. If we squeeze above 53, we should be okay. Let me check out the 30-minute and see if we got supply above on 30-minute, or to see if we have exhausted supply above. If there's no supply above on the 30, bulls are going to have a field day on there. What do we have here? There is nothing above. No, there is supply. So we're moving up. Supply starts where we are right now on that wick. There's lots of supply of 552 on the 30. It's pretty red up here. So it got lucky. This buy signal got really lucky. And 53 at best. So $53, $553 should be a proper exit. I think I'm going to do that exit here. Let me remove this sell market. Let me make it 53 just in case for 10:30. Submit at mark at or above 53. 553. Have greater or equal to 553 flat. Save. Confirm send. And we got that 53 on lock. That's how the supply demand profile looking like. If the market just doesn't flush on me right now, it's just possible. It's always possible.
See how demand is filling in on the minute? And on the 30th, all of this from 53 to all of that is getting covered up. Getting out of 553. Let me tell these people. I'm getting out from my single call contract at 553. Nothing else follows. I'm at 553. I bought one call contract, ITM, only one. Look at that. 553 should be about 120 for a single contract. Oof. Demand filled in at 550. On the minute, demand filled in at 550. High 550, 551. 551, demand filled in. These people want higher. These people want it all up there. They want to continue. I'm going to hit probably 553 at the maximum, basically looking at the pre-market candle 52.65 and the highest 552.96. 553 should be the top. No, nothing else for the day. No vamos a sacar más nadie ahí. Yes. The squeeze has squozen. The juices has been dripped from the orange. It shouldn't move any higher. Just one more in the money. About maybe one, two. Not. I wouldn't think it. Two more in the money. 2 more points in the money would be 4.46 right now, and 4.6 would be $187. See what happens.
Even at 45 minutes late, the signal's going to stay by. These people are trying to make this signal go away, but this trend is going to stay. All this demand has already filled in. They're not going to be able to switch that around. The people hunting for stop losses, looking for liquidity, they're going to get sliced out of here now. We have an edge. We have an edge on trade positioning compared to institutionals or people that are trying. You see that switch? That's people trying to get people out of shorts, but shorts are going to continue. Let's see what happens. The buy is going to hold, higher high is in play. If I ever get a haircut, I started trading and making money. I would have already made 340 with 3 contracts, so I would have closed that shit. I gotta research we work places to be safe from mentally ill people in the city. I gotta start moving away from public places into private places where I can trade without problems. We work rates. Yeah, let me dedicate a desk. How much is this at WeWork? I need something private because I need to start getting away from people because I'm gonna start making money, and they're gonna continue. Once they see that I'm making money, they're gonna make an attempt at my personal property again. So it's all basically for protection. Chat GPT. Okay, how much is this based on WeWork? So free coffee. So there's free coffee. Okay, so if I transition to WeWork at the 449 rate, I still have a little issue sleeping. Do they have a problem with people sleeping in their offices? Okay, so if I subtract my coffee cost, right? Let me open. If it's free coffee, and I subtract my coffee cost, which is $169 a month, minus the 400, it's 300 a month to be at WeWork, basically. So if we subtract from the cheapest alternative, 449 calculator, it better be good coffee too, because if it's shitty coffee, so at 449, hey, minus 169, it'd be $280 for a place to work, and that's probably a day's work. A day's work. Oh my goodness! Look at the trade. Oh, we're going to 553. That limit's gonna hit. When it hits, yo, if when my limit hits, 553, I need I need all of you to blow on your screen kisses to me, okay? When my limit of 553 hits today, kiss the screen. This picture. Let me look for my picture because this is serious, bro. It's not a joke. Let me see my picture. My picture. Right here. This one. Uh, uh, oh, where are we? 553 hitting? Oh, it's right there. How much did I? How much is it? Let me see. Time to close trade. I mean, that is my trade limit. You see that? That 552.61 is looking like a key level. I'm closing the trade at 150, 159, 160. Should I stop it? Or mama ain't raised no bitch. I'm getting out. I'm respectable like that. I'm getting out. Yeah, close that shit. Stop asking me. Thank you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's it. 150 on the contract. That's not bad. I got out my calls. I got out. I made like 150 for one contract. I know I've made $673 as a single contract record, but this is more specialized. 153 on that motherfucker. I should consider WeWork. Why? Because it's $400 for monthly office access, like a table plug desk, and it's free coffee. And my coffee bill is 169 and growing. So if I spend 69 in coffee, WeWork ends up 280 or less for an office. I have to. I have to transition to private space for my safety of my property and, you know, good trades. Let me see. Let me see if it's rugging. It's not gonna rug. That shit is holding, bruh. Nah, it's gonna continue. It's not going to rug. This is a fucking trend. A big fucking trend. Stop it. Let's see if we get lucky and we get another trade at 11 a.m. If we get another trade at 11 a.m., it's pure gospel. Pure gospel. If not, it's just long till PM. And the entry for those longs was precisely at 9:45 a.m. I'm gonna go eat something. See y'all later. Yeah, I think I'm gonna retire. Not retire, but walk away from the screen, pack up, maybe have a breakfast sandwich, or maybe eat a whole meal now. It could be a good idea to eat a whole meal, like a soda, like a wrap. I got money for that. Let me listen to that song again. Champion. That would have been 600 on three contracts. 554, right? 554 times three on a very simple, less than an hour. How long have I been in trade? 45 minutes. 45 minutes to the hour, 15 to 10, another 15, so 30 minutes. 30-minute trade for, 30 minutes. So 150 times 3, 450. 450 trade. Not bad, not bad. Spending money. I could eat, instead of one breakfast sandwich, two, respectfully, out here in Amazon going. Hell, let's give it 15 more minutes. I'm already out of trade. 15 more trades. What can we expect? So we got a candle, right? If you look at the pre-market candle, we got a huge wick here. That's all supply. If the candle was this big and there's another buy, so it's like a sell signal. It's supply demand to the downside. A little demand down here between 551 flat and below, and lots of supply on the doji, literal doji that was pretty big. I think it's in there. Let me see how big it was. Let me zoom into that. So supply from 591, 550.91 to 5296. So that's all sell pressure right there. And then below, all demand from the middle to 549. So it's like a squeeze sandwich. 553 was the number today. If we go outside, we got lucky. We go outside 553 today up here, where I had the limit on. We got sweet out here. If not, remember the 30 pattern. So maybe the high pattern ends at 11 o'clock. We might get a flag pattern here, sideways till 11 o'clock. Once buyers realize that we're not going above 553, and then we get another sell signal at 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna go upstairs and eat something. I don't know if I'm gonna go big or I'm gonna eat a little. I don't know if it's gonna be a lot, it's gonna be a little, but I want something in my belly. I think it's going to be a lot. I think I'm gonna eat a lot today because yesterday all I had was fucking muffins and shit. So peace. Let me give myself some time for food. See you guys at 11:15. 11:15.